I reckon he belonged to the UDP because he made a couple of videos. You will see Solo Kruma speaking. Very pious guy, actually. Speaking, and it's a shame, really, because Jammeh said it. If anybody makes noise, he's going to kill you. And he made it very clear. So I'm even surprised to see political parties coming out there, either forming coalition or not, lack of forming coalition, I don't care. But seeing political parties trying to form political parties to go and contest the elections against Jammeh, I don't understand that. Anybody in their right mind, after living in the Gambia for the last 22 years, you heard it with your own ears that Yaya Jammeh said, elections, the jinnes, the voodoos, foreign powers, mystical powers will never take him out of power. He's his country. He's gonna stay there for billions of years. When he wants to go, he will hand it over to whoever he pleases. He made it very clear. So I cannot understand people when people are still wanting to go to elections with that. So you think, and also, I have one question for all you guys who support Mama Kande, who support Aissatou Toure, or support UDP, or Halifa Sallah, or APRC. I'm asking you one question. That question is, when the registration, the voters' registrations was taking place, which was the body that was in charge of the registration and the scrutiny around the voters' registrar to make sure only eligible voters are registered to vote? Because there are so many digits coming out, so many flaws in the registration, the number of registered voters compared to the population of that country, it doesn't make sense. Taking account also of those people who are not eligible to vote, the numbers don't tally. So therefore, my question is, which body was in charge? Don't tell me it's the IEC, because the IEC are on Jammeh's payroll. All the members of the IEC, the body is on Jammeh's payroll. And Jammeh is the one in charge of selecting the head and the executives of the IEC. So all these political parties, because I'm sure of the GDC, Mama Kande's party, and Aissatou Toure's party, those two recent political parties could not have formed a body to be part of the IEC to make sure they all monitor the registration, the voters' registration. So therefore, the APRC and Yaya Jammeh were in charge of the voters' registration. So therefore, how can they could have registered anybody to vote for the APRC without being checked or countersigned or counterchecked by the other political parties? So how can that election be fair? So come on, Gambians, fellow Gambians, try to put one and one together. It doesn't make sense. And also, to make matters worse, all these political parties for 22 years, so-called, are fighting for the same cause, which is to see the dictatorship to come to an end. If they are all fighting for the same cause, why should there be a problem to choose one of them just to see this transition take place, just to see Jammeh go? Whoever takes place, we organize a fresh election, democratic election, then to see the country in safe hands, to see democratic rule come back to Gambia. Why can't they give democracy a chance to choose one among them, whoever that person might be? We don't care. But also we do care, actually. Jammeh's election to the presidency was a big mistake. But Gambians, please do not repeat the same mistake. Do not repeat the same mistake. As the saying goes, let's just get anybody as long as Jammeh goes. No, it shouldn't be like that. It should be a proper somebody who the Gambian people will scrutinize. The Gambian people will check. Their CV needs to be checked. Checked, counter-checked, over-checked, proofreads before, because it doesn't have to be, Jammeh, as long as Jammeh goes, anybody who comes is fine. No. People telling us about their term limit. We don't care about term limit. Before we talk about term limit, let's talk about the electoral reforms first. You want to go to elections? Make sure the electoral reforms are sorted out first. Make sure the electoral reforms are sorted out first. If not, I say no to elections. I have no whatsoever political affiliation to no political parties. I don't support none of them. I just want to see democracy back to the Gambia. I just want to see the APRC government gone. I just want to see Jammeh gone. Jammeh tried. Jammeh locked up. He's not going to be killed or murdered. He's just going to be tried for the crimes he has committed for the last 22 years against the Gambia and her people. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll talk about in-depth regarding the Gambian politics. Let's leave you with Lawyer Dabo, Lawyer Honorable His Excellency Lawyer Ousainou Numkunda Dabo.
Dada niente bungano keso adoma de keso bental follow nina nimfata na deputy party leader continent the leader of the party adan abedanale bedanale gabgam ko ngal kili nyine la ma not going to find violence adum bali ya marla hello bali ya marla mbali ya marla mallafi mbed mbali ya marla mallafi nimbitala mallaf moy nandir kuma faaf dala mallaf moy kuma fa dala me alon kam ko kuma kurun nabo be menno ma al solo dinna a fure wala balure fatmata war bula no goy njañol bula alemel ares aliye bula mbom nole kuma le funtla mallaf moy monen mallaf moy ni moy be ni mote ben siloka ya ko be woto ni bala pila malaf wala bitalo ne peaceful demonstration nimme yen soto jeto Gambia le jareta nyale nata solo sifa dinding nata sifa Gambia ye muna na nyata balu nyata sila kafa Gambia ye. I ask all of you it's going to be orderly. The leadership utelebeta la nyato to mali bulan no ninke so be mel follow mal antel abentel follow mal so malafi atel mel malan kam koma malaf momo etranyado albe etran koma ngol dia maro dia mbam na tentu.
The voice of Honorable Lawyer Ousainou Numkunda Dabo. He said it. He made it very clear. He doesn't want no disorderly protests. He wants people to behave civilly and go and demand the body of Solo Sandeng, dead or alive. So Gambian people, throughout these years, from the media houses, the online radio stations, from the day-to-day so-called educated Gambian, you have all been criticizing the UDP and Ousainou Dabo for not taking any action against the Jammeh government. Tell me if I'm wrong, eh? Tell me I'm lying. I'm not lying. You were all saying Ousainou Dabo and the UDP were not doing enough to remove Jammeh or to challenge Jammeh. tell me I'm wrong or right. You were all saying there's no opposition in the Gambia. That's why Jammeh has overstayed, and that's why Jammeh has been in power for 22 years. Am I wrong or right? You are all saying that. You are all thinking that. You are all saying the Gambian oppositions are useless. Am I wrong or right? You are all criticizing Ousainou Darboe, that he's an alcoholic, he cannot think straight for the Gambia, he doesn't want this for the Gambia, he's scared of Jammeh. When the NIA comes around Kairaba Avenue, he runs and enter in the American embassy. You are all saying that, didn't you? But when one of his junior activists got up and his corps went down there to fight for you, to demand for the reforms, the unjust reforms that were made around the the elections, he ended up losing his life. He lost his life. Then Ousainou Darboe, do you guys know the reason why all these years Ousainou Darboe has not been as aggressive as you may expect him to be? Why? Because he's a legal practitioner. His profession is a legal practitioner. If you see those people, the lawbreakers, the common lawbreakers are those people who are ignorant to the law. Those people who don't know the law. I'm not saying knowing your right and knowing the law of a country or the law, the rules and regulation of an association or of a company is different. You might know your right, but to know specific laws, and that's why Lawyer Darboe didn't want to act outside the law throughout these years, and that's why Lawyer Darboe, you were calling him a wimp. He used to run and hide in the American embassy. Or he won't say this, he won't say do this or do that, or they won't protest. No, this man is a lawyer. He's a professional lawyer. That's his law. He's a legal practitioner. He practices law. So therefore, that's why he didn't want to break the law. Throughout this time, he did not want to break the law. He knows what's legal and what is illegal. That's why. But now, when he got up, knowing he was acting legally to seek or ask the body of Solo Sandeng who went out to protest for the electoral reform. The same elections you are jumping around and supporting people, going around and, dancing and all your whatever you're doing for the elections. These people, these men at mile 2, Lawyer Darboe and co, Solo Sandeng in the heavens, Solo Kruma in the heavens, these people put their life out there for you Gambians, you people who want to go to elections now with your bogus political parties. These people were fighting for you. But now you've forgotten about those people. You're talking about shouting around and your jamborees, your drums and your tabalas or whatever, and your artists, your singers. You've forgotten the plight of Solo Sandeng, Solo Kruma, Ousainou Darboe, Nogo Njai, all those women who have been raped. Come on, imagine, man, if these were your sisters. Can you ignore their plight and wanting to go to elections with those same people who have committed those